start a new topic, which is reflexive pronoun. So let us look at that. And I hope all of you have done those assignments which were given to you on Duolingo, because yesterday was the last day to complete on Duolingo. For uploading, the deadline is still there on VTalk, so that can anyway be done. Okay. But on VTalk, on Duolingo, the deadline was yesterday. I already shared you the progress report, so it should not be a problem.
Sir?
Sir, what should we upload on VTalk?
Just the profile page screenshot, that's it.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you repeat, sir? You are not audible properly, sir. What should we upload on VTalk?
The profile page screenshot of Duolingo.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, could you share the progress at the end of the class once more?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay,
so let us start the class today. So today we are going to see this reflexive verbs, okay, and the reflexive pronouns. Now, when we talk of verbs in Spanish, okay, then you cannot forget the regular verbs which we have done earlier, okay, because this is going to be related to the regular verbs. The things which we have learned in the regular verb, that will be part of the topic which we are going to see today. So what is basically a reflexive verb? So that is something which you need to know. Now this type of concept which is there in Spanish, actually it does not exist in English. Okay, so there you could be getting confused. So you have to be very clear that when we talk of reflexive verbs, then this type of concept, I'm telling again, it is a concept only which exists separately in Spanish. Okay, but the whole verb, which is reflexive verb, that already exists in English as well as in Spanish, but in Spanish it has been put separately. Okay, so if you see the two, you can say the two points which are mentioned over here, then things will be a little bit more like clear to all of you. So whenever you look at yourself, okay, in the mirror, bath yourself, okay, or worry yourself, you are involved in a reflexive action. So it is you, the subject, okay, are doing something to yourself. So this is the important part, the last part. So it is you, the subject, are doing something to yourself. If you see the three examples which are given there, when you look at yourself, okay, when you bath yourself, okay, when you worry yourself, then you are doing something on you. Okay, so that is why we call it a reflexive. So not only that you are doing something on you, but the result is falling back on subject. So if you are the subject, the result is falling back on you. Okay, so like for example, you look at yourself, means you are able to see yourself in the mirror. When you bath, you clean yourself, basically you are clean. When you worry, you do not feel comfortable. Okay, so these are the results which are falling back on the person who is performing that particular action. Okay, and if you see the second part, then here it is written in Spanish, delineates, okay, reflexive action by requiring the use of reflexive verb and a reflexive pronoun. So what is actually reflexive pronoun? So that already exists in English also. So if you see the examples which are given here, myself, yourself, or herself, not only these three.
Hello, sir. Excuse me. So, is today's class really important, because I have a interview that is coming up right now?
Well, if you want, you can leave.
Okay.
I have started a new topic, which is obviously an important topic. So you can go through the recording.
I can go through the recording, right, sir?
Yeah, that's what I just told you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I was telling that you need to have a reflexive pronoun for using the reflexive verb. So what are the reflexive pronouns? So these are the three examples given, but these are not the only three. You have more in English. So myself, yourself, herself, himself, okay, themselves, ourselves. Okay, all these are examples of reflexive pronoun. Now let us see that in Spanish. So when we creating a reflexive verb, okay, then you need a reflexive verb as well as a pronoun. So without this reflexive pronoun, the reflexive verb is incomplete in Spanish. Okay, I'm again repeating, without the reflexive pronoun, a reflexive verb is always incomplete. So you need to have a reflexive pronoun. So just an example, here we have taken the verb to take bath. Okay, that is what you use in English. But in Spanish, the same verb is not used in the same pattern or in the same way. Basically, it is used as to bath oneself. Okay, I'm telling again, in English you use the verb to take bath, but in Spanish that verb actually is used as to bath oneself. This is just a explanation given in English, but the verb in Spanish is not the one which is written in English. So here you see to bath is bañar, okay, and oneself is se. So se is a reflexive pronoun and bañar is a normal verb. So when they both are joined together, okay, when you join them, then only a reflexive verb in Spanish is formed. So the complete reflexive verb in Spanish for to take bath is actually bañarse. Okay, so bañarse, from where is it coming? So this is the bañar verb part and se is the reflexive verb. Huh? So this is the original form. Original form of the verb, like you have estudiar, okay, hablar, all these are original form of the verb. Similarly, bañarse is the original form of the verb. But while using this verb bañarse, we are not going to use it in the same way. You have to change the form, like you had these verbs also. Estudiar became estudio with first person, hablar becomes hablo. So same way things will happen with the bañarse also. So the verb bañar will be conjugated like a normal regular AR ending verb. Okay, so bañar is a normal verb which is an AR ending verb. So like estudiar or like hablar, you will conjugate the one verb bañar into different forms according to the subject. So if you see here the form baño, just look at into this part, don't go to the other part. So baño, bañas, baña, okay, first person singular, second person singular, third person singular. Then you have bañamos, bañais and baña. So we got all the 6 forms of the verb bañar. So that has been done. The reflexive pronoun which is se, okay, here you cannot use the same se with all these forms, okay, because se is oneself, so it has to change into different forms. So I'm just telling you what all different forms are. In the next slide I will explain you what all these means. So se has become here me with the first person, with the second person singular it has become they, with third person it is again se, then nos, os and se. So if you have to use in a sentence, or if you have to make a sentence like I take bath, okay, in the morning, okay, I take bath in the morning, then what will happen? Yo me banyo, okay, so this is the first form of banyarse, and then in the morning is por la mañana. Similarly, if it is the second person, the form of bañarse is changing to te bañas and then por la noche. Now here the sentence has changed a little bit. So instead of saying you take bath in the morning, it is you take bath at night. Okay. Similarly, the third one, Okay, the third form with the third person singular, the form of banyarse has changed into se banya, and in the sentence also you can use it el se banya and el rio. So what is rio? Rio is a river. Okay, so he takes bath in the river. So you can see how we are using the verb. In the original form, you will see banyar and se were written together. No? But when you are conjugating it into six different forms according to subject, the verb and the pronoun both are written separately, and the position is also changing. In the original form, the pronoun was coming after the verb together, but in the conjugated form, it is coming before the verb and that too separately. Okay, so that is the slight change which is happening. So you should be using it also while writing. Then next one, nosotros. So with nosotros, what happens? You can see it is nosotros nos bañamos en la piscina. So here the form of bañar has changed into nos bañamos. Okay, and piscina is basically the swimming pool. So you can understand how we are using it. So bañamos and then it is nos. Similarly with vosotros it is os bañáis. With ellos it is se baña. Okay, so six different types of sentences are there with six different subjects. The verb form is changing. The verb form of bañarse is changing according to those subjects. Okay, so nosotros nos bañamos en la piscina. Vosotros os bañáis todos los días. Ellos no se bañan todos los días. Means they do not take bath in the morning. So the important one, another important thing is, if you are asked to translate these type of sentences, then please use the normal verb form which exists in English. Okay, that is to take bath. Here I have used to bath oneself. So it does not mean you translate this sentence into English in this pattern. I mean to say, do not say I bath myself in the morning. No, that does not make sense in English. Okay, so in English you use the way you are using. So I take bath in the morning. He takes bath at night. Okay, you take bath in the river. Like that you can do. So now here just you can say a little bit of more explanation is given for the verb banyarse. So there you can understand a little bit more, and if you have any confusion you will be able to clear that. So here I am again showing you all the verb conjugation of banyar. Okay, so banyar is the verb part which is an AR ending. So if you remember the regular verb AR ending, then this is how we do the conjugation. So banyo, banyas, banya, banyamos, banyais, and banya. Okay, so this is the verb. Then the reflexive pronoun which was there with the verb banyarse. Okay, so this was the reflexive pronoun which means oneself will also change into myself, yourself, himself, person, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. So why will it change into six different forms? Because the subjects are changing. I mean to say, you cannot say I bath oneself or I bath. I'm talking in Spanish. You cannot say like I bath oneself or I bath himself. No. Basically, you have to use I bath myself, something like that. So for that reason, you have six different forms of the reflexive pronouns. So me, te, se, nos, os, and se. So the thing which happens here is you can see the verbs form, sorry, the pronoun form se has been used in this also twice. So that actually happens. Se has got different meanings. So se has got different meanings like oneself, okay, when it is in original form. When you are conjugating it into third person singular, then its meaning will be himself and or herself. When you are using say with the subject third person plural, the meaning in English will change into themselves. Okay, so the complete conjugation of the reflexive verb, sorry, the complete conjugation of the reflexive verb banyarse will be like this. Even you have seen it in the sentences also. So with yo it will be me banyo, then te banyas, tu will be having an accent. then él, ella, usted, or if there is any noun, it will be se baña. Nosotros nos bañamos, vosotros os bañáis, and ellos, ellas, ustedes, and nouns will be se baña. Huh? So this is how you are doing it. Now, there are several verbs like bañarse. I mean, there are several reflexive verbs, okay, which exist in Spanish. So, one of the very important verb is the verb llamarse. Okay, so if you remember the greetings, there we had this question, ¿Cómo te llamas? I hope all of you remember. Now, this is an important topic. You have to understand it very understanding. Not sure if you will be able to do any question in your final exam. Okay, so please do it, or please try to understand it. So this ¿Cómo te llamas?, which was for asking anybody's name or what is your name, from where does this te llamas come in, is actually coming from the verb llamarse. So I told you that time also that in English the message which comes out of this question ¿Cómo te llamas?, is what is your name. But this was not an exact translation. This was not an exact translation. If you have to ask anybody his name, this is how you ask him in Spanish. If you have to ask anybody's name in English, this is how you have to do it in English. Okay, but this is not the exact translation. If you see what is the exact translation of ¿Cómo te llamas?, it is basically how do you call yourself. So basically this is what the translation will be. So the verb llamarse is being used, which is to call oneself, and being a reflexive verb, you have to conjugate the verb llamar and change the pronoun se into 6 different forms, like what we have done in the bañarse form. So it has become me, te, se, nos, os, and se. The verb llamar is an AR Indian verb. So like bañar, it will be changing into llamo, llamas, llama, llamamos, llamáis, and llaman. Okay. So when you were asked the question ¿Cómo te llamas?, you were saying me llamo, okay, and then you are putting your name. So like for me, I will say yo. If you want to put the subject yo, that will be also good. So yo me llamo God. Huh. Similarly, if you wanted to introduce any of your family member, so then you would be using él se llama, let's say Rahul. Okay, he is Rahul, or his name is Rahul. That is how you will say in English. But in Spanish, it will be like this. Or if you want to say that my brother name is Rahul, then you will start like this: mi hermano, and then it will be se llama. Why I am using se llama third person? Because as you all know, mi hermano is a third person singular subject. So it is mi hermano se llama, let's say Rahul. Okay, so this is how we are using this llamarse to know anybody's name, and it's a reflexive verb, so you should be careful a little bit while using it. Okay, now there are more verbs, okay, that llamarse was important because I have to explain you. Now there are several other verbs in Spanish which are reflexive. Now within that, if you see the daily routine verbs which are there in Spanish, they are basically reflexive verbs. And what is the reason that these daily routine verbs are reflexive verbs? As it was explained in the very beginning, that reflexive verbs are what type of verb? The result of the action, okay, falls back on subject. Okay, so that is the quality of a reflexive verb, that the result of the action falls back on the subject. So if you see the verbs which are given here in the daily routine activities, Actually, see, something similar is happening with all these verbs. I mean to say, the person or the subject basically perform that given action on himself, okay, or herself, and the result is falling back on the subject. Okay, so like for example, afeitarse, which is to shave oneself. So I'm saying I shave every day. So I am the one who is doing the work, okay, on my own body, and the result will be on my own body. So it is a reflexive action. Similarly, the second one already explained, banyarse. Third one, sepiyarse, is to brush oneself. So again, to brush is so now here I have to take, no, don't use oneself, simply to take. Okay. So CPRC is to brush oneself. Now this CPRC is used for both the situation when you are brushing your hair or when you are brushing your teeth. In both the cases you will be using CPRC. And it is also a reflexive action because the subject is going to perform the action on himself and the result will be on him. Okay, or her. So you use it like that. Similarly, next one, ducharse, okay, lavarse, which is to wash oneself. Huh. So there is a difference between lavarse and lavar. When you use lavar, then it is a regular verb. And when we say regular verb, it means the action is done on on an object. Okay. So lavar is to clean or to wash. So if you are performing the action on some other object, then you will be using this regular verb lavar. Like for example, I wash the clothes, he washes the dishes. Okay, so there you are going to use simply the regular verb lavar without any reflexive pronoun because you are performing the action on some other object, not on yourself. But here, when we are using lavarse, means that the action is performed on the subject by the subject himself, and the result is on the subject. So all these three things are happening on the subject. Next one is levantarse, okay, which is another example of a reflexive verb, which is to stand up or to get up. So like basically in the morning when you get up, okay, then you use this levantarse. So if you have to say I get up at 7 a.m., so you have to use this levantarse. So it will be like yo me levanto a las 7 de la mañana. So I get up at 7 a.m. So I have used levantarse to say about my morning wake up time, get up time. Sorry. Then next one is mirarse, which is to look at oneself. Peinarse, to comb one's hair. So either you can use peinarse or cepillarse for brushing the hair. Okay, don't use peinarse for teeth. Quitarse, to take off or to remove clothes. Secarse, to dry oneself. And maquillarse is to make up oneself. So again, when you are doing makeup on your face, you are again doing a reflexive action. No? Basically, you are means the result of the action is falling back on you. Means you are doing the action on your face. The result will be on your face. Okay, like that. So these are some of the examples of reflexive verbs, okay, which are daily routine activities. But apart from that, there are some other verbs, reflexive verbs also, which cannot be a part of daily routine activities, but still they are reflexive. So llamarse, I have already discussed right now. The next one is preocuparse por. Now por is a preposition which has to be used with this verb. So the verb is preocuparse. So preocupar is the verb part and se is the reflexive pronoun part. So what does it mean? To worry. So when you worry about something or somebody is worried about something, it means it's a reflexive action. Next one is kasarse. Okay, so kasarse is to get married. So again, it's a reflexive action. When I say he gets married, it means he is the one who is doing the action and the result is on him, means like he will be considered a married man or a woman. So kasarse. Then the next one is enfermarse. So enfermarse is to get sick. So here also same thing similar happens. If I'm saying I'm sick, that means the action or getting sick has actually happened on my body, the result is on my body. So it is again an example of reflexive. So this is how you have to understand this concept. There is a last verb which is I think not visible to all of you. Okay, just a second. I hope now you can see. So the last verb is enojarse. I'm writing it here again. Enojarse. Okay. So this is another example of reflexive verb, which means to get angry or get mad, something like that. When somebody is angry, you can use it. And same here, enojar is the verb part, say is the reflexive pronoun, and accordingly you have to use with the subjects by changing. Okay. So I hope all of you are able to understand, but it will be more clear once you will do some exercises related to it. Okay. So let me give you some exercise. Yeah, I'm just sharing it here. This exercise, you can do that. So you have to fill in the blanks by giving or by conjugating the verbs which are there in the bracket. Okay, so they are all reflexive verbs. Some new verbs are there. Okay, so don't get like frightened or that you will not be able to do. Just apply the concept and do it. Okay. Please do it. So after this, what we will do, maybe not this week, but next week, or maybe next to next week, we can do something. Okay. So in the week from 22nd week, like the 22nd of November, we will be having our quiz 3. Sorry, quiz 2. Not quiz 3. Quiz 2. Okay. So it can be like on Wednesday, 24th. Okay, so let us fix that date. 24th of November, we will have our quiz trip. If you are done, then please let me know. We will start the discussion of the questions. Okay, so let us start. Nobody is responding. I'm not sure if you all are there or not. Let me ask you people. Okay, so let us do this, and starting first with Sanchit. Can you tell me? Sachit Sinha. Number one, Nosotros. Can you hear me? Sachit, are you there? Okay, you're traveling right now. So how are you able to attend the class? Okay, Muskan, can you try the first one?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nosotros nos lavamos la cara en el baño.
La cara en el baño. Yeah, exactly. So lavarse was the verb. You had to conjugate it according to the verb. So subject nosotros. So the reflexive pronoun will become nos. Verb will be lavamos. Cara is a noun. You don't have to do any change in that. Okay. So cara, what does it mean? Cara is basically the face. Okay, the face. En el baño. So baño is coming from the word bañar. So it is a noun, which means the bathroom. Okay, washroom. So that's it. Okay. Number two is the verb is levantarse. So again, let me ask Meena, can you try? Number two.
Yes, sir. Nosotros nos levantamos a las 7.
Levantamos a las 7. Good. So here also not very difficult. Subject is again nosotros, so accordingly levantarse will be conjugated in the same way you have done lavarse. So nos levantamos a las 7. Okay. Number three, there are two verbs given, afeitarse and ducharse. So you don't have to be worried. The thing is, you have to conjugate both the verbs according to the subject alias. Okay? It is not like only one verb will be conjugated. Both the verbs will be conjugated. So, Amulya, can you try?
Yes, sir. Elos se afeitan y
Okay. Yes.
not sure about ducharse.
Same way you have to do it in the ducharse
Elos
also.
se afeitan y duchartan.
Again, no. Why are you changing it? First of all, say afetan is correct. Ducharse is again a reflexive, so say will remain as say for same third person plural. And duchar is the verb part, which will
Duchan.
be
Say duchan.
duchar. That's it. So say afetan is say duchar. That's it. Good.
Sir, what is the
Number
meaning of
it's same like they shave and take, you can say shower. That's it. So afeitarse is to shave, ducharse is to take shower. So you can change it accordingly in English, according to the subject. The next one is Maria and Miguel. So these are the two subjects here. So the verb, it's a new verb given here, prepararse. So prepararse is the reflexive verb, but when you are just using preparar, it can be a regular verb. Okay, how can it be regular verb? When you are performing the verb, this action of preparing on some other object. Okay, on an object, not on yourself, because here it is a reflexive. Why? Because the action is performed by the subjects on themselves. That's why it has become preparar se. Okay, with the pronoun. If you are just using preparar, like for example, you can use it like this also. I prepare the food. Okay, so here the verb prepare or the action prepare is not done by the subject on himself. It is being performed on the food. So that is why you will be using this regular verb preparar here. So it will be yo preparo la comida. But here when we see number 12, then basically Maria and Miguel are preparing themselves. Okay, para la escuela, for the school. So that is why it is a reflexive verb. So the conjugation of conjugation. So let me ask somebody. Harsh, can you try? Harsh Anand. Harsh, can you try?
Yes, sir, just a second.
Number 4.
Two. Sorry. Okay. It should be say celi.
Number 4 I'm asking.
Sorry, sir. The prepartan.
Okay, I think you were not there in the class when I was explaining. So it is Maria y Miguel se preparan para la escuela. So the subject is third person. Okay, plural. So accordingly, preparar will become preparan, and se is what you use for themselves also. That is what will happen. Okay, number 5 again, not so difficult. Subject is to, the verb is cepillarse, and it is los dientes. So dientes is like teeth. So not to worry about this part. Only the verb, which is cepillarse, you have to do. So let me ask Vanshika, can you try?
Yes, sir. So, tú te cepillas los dientes tres veces al día.
Very good. So tú te cepillas los dientes tres veces al día. Can you try? What could be the meaning of this also, Vanshika?
So, I guess thrice every day.
Thrice every day. So the whole meaning.
So, you brush your teeth thrice every day.
Thrice a day. Thrice every day, not so correct. Thrice a day. Okay. Or 3 times a day. Thank you. Number 6, it is yo subject. The verb is cortarse. So this is the new verb which is coming. So please note down these new verbs which are coming in. So cortar is again, if you are just using cortar, it can be a regular verb. To cut. So when you are cutting some other object, okay, like you cut a paper, you cut a cloth, okay, then you are doing a regular verb action. Okay, you are performing the action on an object, which is a paper or a cloth. But when you are cutting any part of your own body, basically you don't cut anything else apart from your hair and your nail, you are actually doing a reflexive action. So something similar is happening here also. So the subject I is cutting his own hair, okay, el pelo. So that's why it will be a reflexive verb. So yo accordingly will be conjugated. So Piyush, can you tell me? Piyush Kumar. Piyush, are you there? Okay. Aisha, can you try? Aisha Sartaj?
Yes, sir. Question number 6, right? Yo
Yes.
me corto el pelo cada verano.
Yo me corto el pelo cada verano. And what could be the meaning of this? Can you again also try?
Is it I cut my hair verano?
Verano is the season. Which season do you think?
I can't recollect that, sir.
Verano is summer. Okay. So
Okay.
every summer. Huh?
All right.
And this is one thing which happens generally in you can say in West, because there until unless you are a professional, you will, and you are a very having a very good salary, you will go to the saloon or cut your hair very frequently. I'm talking about boys. For girls, it is fine. So or for male, I'm talking about. So generally they don't go so often to the you can say barber shop to cut their hair because it's very costly. Means if you go to cut your hair, you may have to pay around 10 to 20 euros for just for a normal haircut. So people generally avoid going to the shop, and if it is winter, they are just trying to manage it. In summer, yeah, they just go there. So that is something which happens. So, okay, number 7. Let us see. You can tell me. Ritik Bansal, can you try? Ritik?
Sir, I don't know, sir, how to attempt this.
You don't know? Why? What happened?
Sir, I didn't understand this concept well, sir. Like you were explaining, I was writing something, going to the PPTs and all I have from the portal. So, sir, I don't know how to answer this. Sorry,
That's
sir.
very good. No problem. Vani, can you try number 7?
Yes, sir. Ustedes se sigan después de ducharse.
Hmm. So you still say sekan. Sekarse is to dry oneself. So you all dry yourself after taking shower. That's it. Okay, that is the translation. The conjugation is not so difficult. The subject is third person plural. So we are making sekar as sekan, and the pronoun part, reflexive pronoun, se will remain as se, being third person plural subject. Number 8, it is Maria Io. Subject is arreglarse. So arreglarse is to arrange oneself. Okay, arreglarse. So it can be a regular verb also. When you remove this se, then it just becomes arreglar, which means to arrange. And the same thing when you are arranging some objects, okay, then it can be a regular verb. But when you are arranging something on your own body part, related to your own body part, then it becomes a reflexive action. So what is here arrange going on? El pelo. So that is why you have to use a reflexive conjugation, and it will be nos, okay, arreglamos. Huh. And the last one, not so difficult, we have already seen this bañarse so many times. So it will be tú te bañas por la noche. Okay. Number 8, the meaning is Maria and I arrange ourselves, okay, before the school. Okay, so antes de is before, después de is after. So antes de la escuela is like before the school, before basically going to the school. And the last one, you take bath at night. That is what it means. Fine. So this is how we are using reflexive verbs in Spanish, and like that you can write your daily routine. Huh? The list of the daily routine activities or verbs which I have shown you in the PPT, those can be used to tell about your daily routine, like what time you get up, what time you like you take your breakfast. Now, taking breakfast is not a reflexive action. Okay, only the activities which were mentioned in that list are reflexive verbs. So, when you are writing your daily routine, it could be a mixture of regular verbs and reflexive verbs. Okay, but most of the verbs will be like reflexive. So don't just blindly make regular also a reflexive verb, like comer. Don't make comer a reflexive verb. Okay, so it is like if you watch saying I eat uh, the breakfast in the morning, then it will not be like a reflexive verb because you are performing the action on the breakfast. So you will be simply writing yo como, okay, el desayuno, okay, por la mañana. Okay, so this is how basically you do. So wherever there is a regular verb, you use the regular verb. Wherever it will be a reflexive verb, you just use it accordingly. So that's how you can. And obviously, when you are using reflexive verbs, and your daily routine, it is better to mention the time also. So what time you get up, what time you go to the school, what time you prepare yourself, what time you brush your teeth, something like that. Normal, you can say paragraph can be written. Okay, so please do that. If you can do, it will be very good. I will discuss it in the class after few classes. So let me share the what is this attendance here. Or if we can just fill it out. Now I'm again repeating two things. Okay, first thing is related to your quiz 2. So that will happen on 24th. Okay, 24th of November, which is a Wednesday. The other thing is about your CAT 2. I have seen several students directly copying from internet. Okay, for some of them I have written in the remarks. Okay, they have directly copied from internet the answer because I know what is your level. Okay, when I am giving you sentences to conjugate, the verbs to conjugate, and or in the fill in the blanks, and you are conjugating in past tense or future tense, that means you are basically copying from internet. Okay, so I have been a little bit lenient. I have just given remarks. I have just deducted 1 mark for that if it was one sentence. However, in the final exam, if I happen to find anything copied from internet, because I know everybody's level, what is it? I will directly deduct half of your total marks. So if it is a 10 marks question, I will directly give you 5. Even if all the sentences are correct. If I happen to find it has been copied from internet directly. And also if your answers are matching with other students. Okay, so 10 students cannot do the same mistake in the same question. It means you are basically copying and you are basically helping other students. So in that case, I will directly give 0 with my remarks also that it has been copied or it has been there is a malpractice. So I am going to be very strict in your final exam. Whatever has happened in CAT 1 and CAT 2, I just ignored it. But for the final exam, I'm going to be very strict, and there will not be any leniency, no nothing. Even if you are going for a re-evaluation, it will not be considered. Okay, so please take it seriously. Anybody has any question?
Sir, actually, I wasn't able to give quiz 1. This is Muskan speaking.
Yes, yes, yes. I know. I think you were the one who sent me the message and the email.
Sir, I was the one.
Who was it?
Sir,
Can
I
you?
also sent
That's it.
you the message and the email too, sir, on Teams
Only
and
Nosotros.
How many students? Can you raise your hand?
okay, sir.
I would like to see. So Sachit, Abhishek, Sai Teja, Muskan. For Sai Teja, I know you were, I think, busy. Your father was not well, no?
Yes, sir. I've sent you the
Abhishek?
mail.
Yeah, I know that. Abhishek, what happened with you?
Sir, I had death in the family. I mailed you regarding this.
Okay, and Sachit, what is it?
Sir, actually, sir, that day it was raining and there was no power since the morning. I even texted you at the same time to just increase the time, but you didn't.
Okay. You were traveling right now. How come you are able to speak now?
Sir, I was traveling at that time, so I am in like a dhaba right now.
Okay, very good. These facilities will be over from next semester. Remember.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Amulya.
Sir, that day I texted you that I was in the hospital. I just had an operation at that time, but I still gave the quiz, but I only got 3 marks, sir. If you permit, can I give the requiz?
I will think about that. I cannot commit everything right now.
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
in the form that you sent right now, why is nos bañamos not the right answer?
Because that is an incorrect. I am asking you incorrect conjugation.
Oh, okay.
Nos bañamos is the correct conjugation. Okay. So for 4 or 5 of you, you just wait for one more day. Okay, and I will get in touch with the students in other batch also. For those of you who have filled up the form, you can leave. You may have your next class, so you can leave. Okay. So let me tell things to these students that I will let you know about the date. Okay, in the next class. So I have to talk to other batch also. If there are any missing, then I will talk to them and will let you know. Okay.
Sir.
Yeah.
So could you share the progress for the assignments once again?
Yeah, just a second. For others, if you are done, you can leave and you can join your other class if you have right now.
Do we have to upload something now for the DL?
Yes, I just told in the beginning, you have to upload your Duolingo profile page screenshot, because if you don't upload anything, I cannot give you full marks even if you are doing all the assignments.
Okay, sir. Nothing related to the assignment, just the profile page.
Yeah, because I will check it from my profile, from my dashboard.
Okay, sir.
So let me show the progress 1 second. Others can leave if you have class right now. So here is the progress report of all of you. Okay. So what I'm doing it with completed assignments. So all these students have completed. Okay. And I don't know who are these students. They have not done anything. Okay. The last 5, 6. This is myself, so don't put that.
Sir, what was the negative one that came in the yellow? What was that?
What was the negative one?
I mean, there are different color codes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the code, this one on the left, okay, is completed assignment. The middle one is the late assignments, and the right one is the missed assignments.
All right. Okay. But then total assignments what we had was
I think it was 15.
15, right?
Because 15, because 16 it was one sample assignment I gave in the very beginning.
Yeah, yes.
Otherwise it is 15 only.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,